Ether's a bit loose, but still that's a nice skull.
When we hear the word desert, our minds conjure images of vast, arid landscapes stretching as far as the eye can see. Typically characterized by scorching temperatures and scarce vegetation, deserts have long fascinated and challenged humanity. Yet what you are about to see will defy our preconceived notions, for these captivating moments captured in the desert push the boundaries of what we believed possible in such unforgiving and barren terrains. Here are the 15 most shocking things captured in the desert. Number 15, a fish river. Deep in the heart of the scorching desert, something unimaginable occurred that left the world in utter disbelief. Brace yourself for this mind-boggling revelation. A river. Yes, a river. But not just any river, it's a river that has taken a fishy twist. In the vast desert landscape, rivers are as rare as a snowflake in the Sahara. Typically, river water carries a lively assortment of aquatic creatures. However, this peculiar phenomenon takes it up a notch. Anyone would have their jaw dropped to witness a school of fish that seems to have hypnotized the very river itself. I know you can't help but question reality. Is this a natural spectacle or some sort of desert illusion crafted by mischievous fish? It's not just fascinating, but makes one really curious at the sight of these fish gracefully navigating their way through the desert sand. They propel themselves forward with each leap while the water trails obediently in their wake. It's a mesmerizing dance between fish and river, leaving you scratching your head not once, but twice. In a desert, water is as elusive as a mirage, relying mostly on sporadic rainfall. Desert dwellers usually rely on groundwater, springs, lakes, and oases for their dose of water. But stumbling upon a full-fledged river in this arid landscape is as rare as finding a unicorn sipping from a cactus. So imagine the shockwave that reverberated across the globe when news broke about a river teeming with fish in the middle of nowhere. Throughout history, nature has always pulled surprises out of its bag of tricks, but this one takes the cake. It's a jaw-dropping phenomenon that leaves even the most seasoned explorers in awe. Just when you think you've seen it all, nature throws you a curveball that defies explanation. So, how did this river of fish come to be? Well, the mystery begins to unravel when we consider that it could be the overflow from a nearby fish estuary, a multitude of fish partying it up in their own private water world. But alas, they didn't read the memo about staying within their designated swimming zone. As a result, they found themselves caught up in this surreal river expedition, destined to become the main course in a massive sun-drenched fish fry. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Number 14. Giant wheel structures. In the heart of Jordan's Azraq oasis, something truly remarkable has been unearthed by archaeologists. Imagine thousands of stone structures forming intricate geometric patterns that boggle the mind. But here's the twist. These aren't just any patterns. We're talking about wheel-shaped structures dating back a staggering 8,500 years. That's right, wheels that are older than those famous NAZCA lines in Peru. It was the pilots of World War I who stumbled upon these strange creations. One can only imagine their surprise as they soared through the skies, only to catch a glimpse of these ancient wonders from above. RAF Flight Lieutenant Percy Maitland was so intrigued by what he saw that he couldn't resist sharing his findings in the legendary Antiquity magazine back in 1927. The Bedouins, those masters of the desert, had their own name for these structures, works of the elders. These wheel-shaped marvels featured spokes radiating from the center, like cosmic hubcaps of the ancient world. It's as if they were channeling their inner Mario Kart champions, except instead of racing, they were using these wheels to hunt and kill animals. Among the sea of stone structures, there are towering giants that reach several hundred feet into the sky. Some theories suggest they could be burial sites, but here's the kicker. The wheels are different. That's right, each wheel has its own unique style, hinting at the possibility that they served various purposes. So what were these ancient wheels really used for? The truth remains shrouded in mystery. But one thing is for certain, our ancient predecessors knew how to make a statement with their stone fashion. Number 13. Concrete arrows. You might be arrow-struck by this incredible discovery. Deep in the vast expanse of an American desert, a mind-boggling sight of hundreds of concrete arrows hiding their secrets for decades was unveiled by a dynamic duo that took matters into their own hands. Brian and Charlotte Smith, the intrepid adventurers who embarked on a quest to uncover the true purpose behind these enigmatic arrows. With determination in their hearts and magnifying glasses in hand, they delved into the mysteries that lay before them. And well, they did strike gold. After research and countless investigations, the truth behind these colossal arrows came to light. These concrete wonders were not mere decorations for a giant dartboard. They were actually an ingenious system created to guide the daring pilots of the 1920s. From 1923 to 1934, these arrows formed a network of transcontinental airway systems, connecting the far reaches of the Atlantic and Pacific coasts. A web of 1,500 waypoints spanning an astonishing 18,000 miles of routes. They were like the GPS of yesteryear, serving as an alternative to the satellites we rely on today. Talk about being ahead of their time. To ensure these arrows didn't go unnoticed, they were accompanied by neighboring beacons, casting their guiding light up to 25 miles apart. These beacons were the stars of the show, illuminating the way for pilots like celestial signposts in the night sky. And to make sure the arrows stood out, they were drenched in a vibrant coat of yellow paint. But time took its toll, and some of the beacons have succumbed to nature's green fingers covered in grass. The light towers that once proudly stood have faded into oblivion, while the remaining arrow indicators wear the faded remnants of their former glory. They now stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era, their purpose fulfilled. Reports from the Journal of Air Traffic Control tell us that these beacons were officially decommissioned in the 1970s. Number 12. The Eagle Mountain Ghost Town. Consider strolling through the desert, minding your own business, when suddenly, out of nowhere, you stumble upon an empty town. Yes, a town. If you think this must be a mirage, we don't blame you. But curiosity gets the better of us, and against all odds, we decide to venture forth into this unlikely oasis. Welcome to Eagle Mountain Ghost Town. There's something mysteriously captivating about remnants of the past. And Eagle Mountain Ghost Town didn't disappoint. It's nestled in the middle of nowhere, defying all logic and beckoning us to unravel its secrets. Some time ago, this peculiar place was a thriving renewable energy site. Located 13 miles north of Desert Center in California, it buzzed with activity. But now it stands fenced off from the world, shrouded in a veil of solitude. It's like stumbling upon the set of a Western film, where the tumbleweeds have taken over, and the only visitors are a vigilant security staff who keep watch over this deserted domain. Amidst the vast emptiness, there's one building that still stands tall and serves a purpose. Meet the Eagle Mountain School, located just outside the fenced-off area. As we venture deeper into this ghost town, it's hard not to feel a sense of awe and wonder. The dilapidated buildings, worn by the passage of time, paint a picture of a forgotten era. Number 11. Entire necropolis. And this is a mind-blowing discovery that will make you question everything you thought you knew about ancient Egypt. Sure, we all know about the grand pyramids reserved for the mighty pharaohs, but what about the everyday folks? Well, it turns out they had a slightly less flashy burial plan. In the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, nestled in the town of Listus, a hidden treasure awaited its chance to see the light of day once more. In August 2018, a team of intrepid Egyptologists stumbled upon an entire necropolis, holding a whopping 802 tombs dating back a jaw-dropping 4,000 years. That's right. These tombs had been playing hide-and-seek with experts for millennia, buried deep under layers of sand like a secret they weren't ready to spill. Now you might be wondering, how on earth did they miss this for so long? Well, the answer lies in the peculiar dark pockmarks that started cropping up in satellite images back in 2014. It was as if the desert was trying to send a cryptic message, teasing the archaeologists with its sandy secrets. As the dark spots multiplied like rabbits on a magic trick, the researchers couldn't resist the siren call of exploration. Something special was lurking beneath the surface, and they were determined to uncover its mysteries. What they unearthed were not just individual tombs, but an intricate web of interconnected resting places, all hailing from the Middle Kingdom of ancient Egypt. These tombs were like spacious apartments, capable of accommodating not just one but multiple bodies. Talk about maximizing real estate even in the afterlife. You see, in those days, families stuck together even in death. Unfortunately, when the archaeologists cracked open the tombs, they were met with a disappointing sight. Most of them were as empty as a pharaoh's promise to clean the cat litter. It turns out those pesky dark spots on the satellite images were caused by looters who had already paid a visit to this hidden gem. Who can resist the allure of ancient artifacts, right? But among the looters' mess, there were fragments of art and pottery. Even some human remains were discovered, providing a glimpse into the lives of common people during the still mysterious Middle Kingdom. Thumbs up to the ancient Egyptians who didn't need pyramids to make their mark. They left us a secret necropolis, hidden in the sands, waiting patiently for the day when it would share its stories with the world. And who knows, maybe buried deep within these tombs, there's a mischievous pharaoh who dug his own grave like the notorious King Tut. After all, even in the afterlife, a little prankster spirit can't resist having some fun. Number 10. Mysterious engravings. Sure, when you think of the desert, you imagine scorching heat, prickly cacti, and an abundance of sand. But trust me, there's more to it than meets the sandy eye. Speak of Oregon, a land of majestic landscapes and quirky hipsters. It was in the year 1990 when a religious engraving magically appeared in the Alvord Desert, leaving locals scratching their heads and pondering its origin. These engravings resembled ancient hieroglyphics. Now here's where things get truly bizarre. Authorities speculated that these intricate engravings must have cost a fortune to create. We're talking thousands of dollars, folks. Some even went as far as suggesting that advanced technology, lasers, and the creativity of extraterrestrial beings were behind these mysterious births. Aliens with a knack for art? Who knew? However, a man named Bill Witherspoon, an artist from Iowa, stepped into the spotlight with a bold claim. He declared that he and his 3 friends, accompanied by their 10-year-old prodigy of a son, were the true creators of these symbolic carvings. Talk about a plot twist. Now, the question on everyone's minds is Bill the real deal or just a hoaxer hungry for his 15 minutes of fame? If Bill's story holds water, then it seems the mystery has been solved and we can all go home and grab a cup of hot cocoa. But if he's spinning a web of lies, well, the jury is still out on where these enigmatic carvings truly came from. Are they the product of ancient civilizations, otherworldly beings, or just a mischievous artist with an elaborate ruse? Number 9. A whale graveyard. Here is another intriguing desert mystery. We're talking about a graveyard like no other, a final resting place for creatures of the sea, right in the heart of the dry, desolate desert. Forget about camels and cacti. We're about to take a plunge into a bone-filled extravaganza. In 2010, a group of perplexed researchers stumbled upon a peculiar site in the Atacama Desert of Chile. They unearthed not just a few whale bones, but an entire grave teeming with the skeletal remains of approximately 40 massive marine mammals. Naturally, the experts scratched their heads in disbelief, trying to make sense of this watery enigma. But it doesn't stop there, my oceanic enthusiasts. Alongside the whale fossils, they discovered the bones of long-extinct seals, dolphin doppelgangers with walrus faces, and even an aquatic sloth. It's like the desert decided to host a prehistoric underwater reunion, complete with bone souvenirs. Now you might wonder how these majestic sea creatures ended up in a place where cacti vastly outnumber waves. The nearest coastline is a whopping half a mile away, after all. In 2014, paleobiologists at the prestigious Smithsonian Institution shed some light on the situation. Brace yourselves for their no-nonsense conclusion. These animals perished millions of years ago, succumbing to the toxins unleashed by algal blooms in the sea. Their lifeless bodies were then carried by the tides until fate deposited them in the desert's sandy embrace. The Atacama Desert wasn't always a barren expanse. Once upon a time, it either played host to underwater adventures or sported a snazzy coastline. Over the ages, the shifting tectonic plates worked their magic, raising the Atacama high above sea level and leaving the sea creatures high and dry, or rather, buried deep beneath layers of desert sediment. Now, many of these ancient fossils have found new homes in various museums, where they continue to amaze visitors with their whale-sized tails. Number 8. Skulls of horned kangaroo. In the vast subterranean vaults beneath Australia's Nullarbor Desert, a team of intrepid explorers unearthed a treasure trove of peculiar skulls that would make even the most seasoned zoologist do a double-take. We're talking about none other than the horned kangaroo skulls, a sight so bizarre that it could make a kangaroo blush. Back in 2003, the fossil hunting heroes led by the renowned John Long of the Western Australian Museum struck paleontological gold. But this was no ordinary discovery. They had stumbled upon the first complete skulls of these extraordinary creatures buried deep within the ancient repository of the Nullarbor Desert. And let me tell you, these kangaroos weren't messing around when it came to headgear. Horns? Check. Kangaroos? Check. Mind-boggling awesomeness? Double check. But wait, there's more to this prehistoric menagerie. In 2002, during their initial excavation, Long and his daring comrades had already found fragments of a horned kangaroo's skull, as well as complete skeletons of a gargantuan marsupial lion known as a thylacoleo. It was like stumbling upon an ancient Australian zoo, complete with a pride of marsupial lions and kangaroos sporting fashion-forward head accessories. Dating these fascinating findings proved to be a challenge. Estimates put the site somewhere between 200,000 and 500,000 years old, but only the all-knowing radiometric dating techniques will reveal the true age of these ancient kangaroo fiestas. What we do know is that these peculiar kangaroos roamed various parts of ancient Australia, particularly the Nullarbor area, leaving behind a remarkable 50% of all skeletal remains found in these sites. Similar skeletons with those distinctive incisors have been found at sites on the York Peninsula and in northern South Australia. Number 7. Pentagram. A mysterious pentagram lurking in the depths of Google Earth, located in none other than Kazakhstan. Sounds creepy, right? That's because it truly is. Let's explore this occult symbol before we move on. It's visible only from above. This perplexing pentagram has left humanity scratching their heads for ages. Nestled amidst archaeological ruins, devoid of human habitation, it sends shivers down the spine. It's no wonder that the prevailing theory links it to ancient satanic monuments. The answer may be lurking in the shadows of the mundane. Brace yourself for a touch of disappointment, folks, as some researchers have the audacity to claim that it's a mere outline of a star associated with a nearby park. But who are we to judge? This enigmatic symbol has our heads spinning. Is it a portal to the netherworld or simply a celestial homage to park aesthetics? Number 6. Evaporation ponds. You need to see the wonder of these evaporation ponds. These fantastical creations almost seem plucked from the pages of a terraforming manual. But here's the twist. It's none other than Mother Nature herself, showcasing her finest artistic skills. So what's the scoop on these captivating evaporation ponds? Our journey takes us to the captivating desert of Utah, where these breathtaking ponds reside. The secret behind their ethereal beauty lies in the presence of potassium chloride, a fancy name for the wonder substance known as potash. As if by magic, the water in these ponds undergoes a remarkable transformation, adopting a stunning, almost otherworldly blue hue reminiscent of a watercolor painting come to life. But wait, how does this natural masterpiece come to be? It all starts with the dedicated efforts of miners who pump water from the depths of the Colorado River, delving deep underground to reach the precious potash ore, which lies approximately 3,900 feet beneath the surface. The water and potash form a delightful duo, merging in a brine solution, and then they embark on a journey to an underground cavern. It may sound like a scientific expedition, but no lab coats required, of course. What we're left with is the sheer splendor of these vibrant blue ponds, a feast for the eyes and a balm for the soul. Number 5. A fake Prada store. Listen up, fashionistas with a wild sense of adventure. If you ever find yourself traipsing through the West Texas desert, yearning for a shopping spree to satiate your designer cravings, we have just the destination for you. Behold, the infamous Prada store beckoning on Route 90. But hold your credit cards tight, folks, because this is no ordinary Prada store. Well, it's not a store at all. Back in 2005, the mischievous artistic duo Elm Green and Drag set out on a mission. to create an audacious art installation that would challenge the encroachment of capitalism, even in the most remote wilderness. Located just a stone's throw away from the minimalist art mecca of Marfa, Texas, their brainchild was born, Prada Marfa, the faux boutique that defies all logic. With its door stubbornly locked, denying eager shoppers entry, this solo room display tantalizes passers-by through its windows with authentic Prada handbags and shoes, a lavish retail sanctuary in the heart of the desert. The sheer absurdity of stumbling upon such opulence amidst the barren landscape makes Prada Marfa an irresistible magnet for tourists. And it has only grown in popularity in recent years, fueled by the unstoppable force of internet bragging rights. Beyoncé herself, the queen of pop, immortalized her visit to Prada Marfa on her Instagram, thrusting the artsy installation into the spotlight for millions to see. Talk about the power of a well-timed selfie. But wait, there's more. Gossip Girl, that guilty pleasure of a show, also hopped on the Prada Marfa bandwagon, showcasing its iconic sign, thus solidifying its reputation as the go-to destination for the hippest of hip individuals. It's like the desert suddenly transformed into a secret haute couture haven. Number 4. The mysterious NAZCA geoglyphs. A team from Yamagata University in Japan, wielding their archaeological prowess, unveiled these captivating drawings. There are sketches of humans, camelids, birds, orcas, felines, and snakes, all carefully etched into the desert floor. Imagine the audacity of those ancient artists, taking their artistic tools to the sandy canvas thousands of years ago, meticulously revealing the white sand beneath the surface by removing black stones. It's like ancient land art on a grand scale. Experts believe these newfound geoglyphs date back to as early as 400 BC, or possibly even further to 100 BC. That's right, these magnificent artworks have been hiding in plain sight for millennia. One of the human figures bears an uncanny resemblance to our favorite animated dad, Homer Simpson. That's right, yellow skin, big cartoon eyes, and even a cheeky stubble adorning his mouth. Who knew Homer had such an ancient doppelganger? With aerial and drone photography, researchers embarked on a quest between June 2019 and February 2020, capturing stunning images from above. It's like a high-flying detective mission, revealing secrets that lay hidden in the vast desert. Number 3. Enigmatic fairy circles. Perfectly circular patches of soil, varying in size from 6 to 15 feet in diameter, encircled by rings of grass that defy nature's playbook. These enigmatic formations have left researchers scratching their heads, desperately seeking answers as elusive as a fairy's flight. Now, you might be wondering, what could be the origin of these whimsical circles? Well, some locals speculate that these are landing sites for extraterrestrial spaceships, while others believe they are the footprints left by gods themselves. And hold on to your hats. There are even whispers of underground dragons scorching the earth with their fiery breath. Can you believe it? Dragons right beneath our feet, leaving their mark on the world. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. In 2016, an ecologist stumbled upon a similar spectacle in the Australian outback. Suddenly, the fairy circles were no longer an exclusive Namibian affair. This revelation shattered the notion that it was a local quirk and sparked a quest for a natural scientific explanation. Theories started popping up like desert mirages, but none solid enough to claim the title of scientific law. One hypothesis suggests that ants and termites feast on roots in strategic locations around their nests. This, in turn, leads to the demise of plants in a circular pattern. Astonishingly, it seems the plants themselves are organizing a clever system to access water more efficiently. Think of it as a synchronized dance, where the roots absorb water and prevent the grasses from competing too closely. Who knew plants were so cooperative? But amidst all the strange wonders of nature, grass collecting water from other grasses sounds peculiar. Now, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Neither side has been able to conclusively prove their theories, which means we may need to discover more fairy circles before the truth is unveiled. Until then, we'll let our imaginations soar and embrace the whimsy of these circles, dragons and all. After all, what's a fairy tale without a touch of magic? Number 2. The lake that suddenly appeared. A lake appearing out of thin air in the heart of the Tunisian desert. Now, I know what you're thinking. Deserts aren't exactly known for their abundance of water. However, imagine a magnificent lake, plunging 60 feet deep, materializing in the desert like a mirage come to life. Since its discovery by locals in 2014, it has become the talk of the town and a magnet for curious tourists. And who can blame them? I mean, a lake popping up out of nowhere? It's like Mother Nature decided to play a cheeky prank on us all. As if the appearance of this mysterious lake wasn't enough to leave jaws dropping, its color-changing antics added an extra layer of intrigue. Starting off with a brilliant blue hue, GEOGLYPHS later transformed into a shade of khaki green. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it safe to swim? Well, tests have shown no signs of toxicity. But let's face it, the real mystery here is how this aquatic wonder came into existence. Local Tunisians, with their penchant for miracles and divine intervention, believe GEOGLYPHS is a miraculous sign from above. Wonders of faith, you might say. But hold on. There's another theory in town, stating that back in 2014, a small earthquake rattled the area, causing some rock damage near an underground water source. Millions of gallons of groundwater burst forth like a geyser, rapidly forming a lake. Now, when it comes to the color change, it's a simple case of stagnant water losing its luster. You see, once the lake water stops flowing, it tends to get a bit cloudy and, well, turn a lovely shade of green. Poor GEOGLYPHS, succumbing to the fate of many a stagnant pool. Number 1. The breath of the desert. You can only imagine strolling through the Egyptian desert, and suddenly an otherworldly sight grabs your attention. It's a massive artwork, spanning a mind-boggling 1,076 square feet. People couldn't help but wonder, was it an extraterrestrial landing site? An ancient monument lost in time? Or just a vanishing act pulled off by a mischievous artist? Well, the truth is even stranger than fiction. The creators behind this desert spectacle are none other than Donai Stratou, Alexandra Stratou, and Stella Constantinides. Together, they birthed a colossal masterpiece known as Breath of the Desert. And let me tell you, this art installation isn't just about sand and holes. It's a celebration of the desert as a state of mind, a landscape that exists in the very depths of our souls. Nestled in the heart of the Egyptian desert, not too far from the captivating Red Sea, this enigmatic artwork has been puzzling tourists and travelers since its installation in March 1997. Stretching across a whopping 360 meters in length and 300 meters in width, it boasts 2 spirals made of sand and holes, accompanied by 89 cones. Now, here's where things get even more intriguing. The site used to feature a quaint little lake at its center, adding to its mystical allure. However, the lake has since dried up, leaving behind a void that only fuels the imagination. Even in its disintegrating state, the breath of the desert has taken on a new role. It has become a silent observer, a tool for measuring the passage of time. With each grain of sand that slips through its artistic fingers, it follows that nothing lasts forever, not even monumental masterpieces. Interestingly enough, the breath of the desert had been forgotten for years, buried beneath the shifting sands of time, until a tech-savvy adventurer stumbled upon it while exploring Google Earth. So, fellow wanderers, the next time you find yourself traversing the Egyptian desert, keep an eye out for the breath of the desert. Whether it's a brushstroke from another world or a figment of an artist's imagination, one thing's for sure: it will leave you breathless. From fish in the sand to mysterious engravings, the desert never fails to surprise us. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the strangest things the desert holds. We'll see you in the next one.